Right, mate. We're live. We're back. We're back in action. We're going to fix up all this madness that we made. No, we don't want that. We just want a world position. World position and a float. Rotation, that's all we need. Good cell equals get put world position. Direction equals subtraction. Target position, car dot world position. And then we don't have a transform anymore, sirs. We lost it. And then car dot rotation. Is this going to work? Simplify. Yep. To add the world position to scaled, normalize direction by 20. Nice. Let's get rid of that. Direction to the thing. Transform. We'll go facing direction. just want to say vector to scale. Vector to scale. Normalize the target. Okay. And vector to direction equals J equals 0 question mark. Yeah. All right, Governor. How we doing? Something's not quite right. We have stuck on the most simplest of problems. Getting ourselves into all kinds of trouble. Okay, we do need to do vector to add. Here. Interesting. Help me. Okay, the target position is either the train or the next car. That's next car position. Apply. And the direction no, it's not. See, this is what we did last time. I wanted to do this with this. Yeah. If we just say we're going to put it at the offset position, it's going to look all wrong. This is what we did last time effectively, and it didn't look right. It's actually not too bad. They're a little close together. But we were to say cars, train 6 CPP equals 3, they're just going to be like that. So that's why we need to be lerping. Let's just go to the train dot. The world position. So this is the direction. Equals PT2 lerp between the car.world position and the offset position by get frame time. What does that do? Oh, these loop making. If it sucks to do it a million times in a row, it's going to suck for the player to do it. Perfect. This is where we did this before. We got some weird results. Yes, see they don't. What are we listening to? How did I do this before? Target position equals local to world position. Position equals vector 2 lerp. Offset move speed. Yes. That's not what we want. It's a train. They individually need positioning. I know I went through that whole process before lunch where I gave them all a transform and they all plot their position on the thing, but it became this massive amount of code duplication to initialize all these thingamabobs. There's something funny about this. But I think I could do that and then just clamp the T value to always be less than the, just position them based on the T value along the track. Oh, but then you have to find out if there's another thing on your track, and if so, then clamp the T value. This seems annoying. I think it's a conveyor belt and other things. I'm building a game engine that is going to be hyper-focused on reusable code. That's nice. I just want one code that does what I want it to do. What kind of framework is it going to have? Is it going to be like game objects? Or entities? Or it's going to be like Unity? Or is it going to be its own thing? Nodes like Godot? I don't need a game engine, I need a train engine. Alright, train gang. So I can't do it the easy way. Nice. Okay, so back to what does it do down here? This get the next rail piece, current cell. Current cell is transform.next cell. Target position equals so all of this can be one thing. Void with enter cell coordinate. Do we need a direction? Do we just need a cell? Unity, more like Unreal. It's got ECS. It's event-based, node, and time-based. But it's a hybrid design of several cells, all functional and header only. Sounds interesting. Is this Almond Engine? enter cell, and we want a train transform. Let's transform. The data-oriented approach. Trains. It's all of this. And this can say we don't even need the cell. But we need to be careful to set the next cell to begin with, because all this shit seems like we're not doing half of it. Train transform entry position is train. Get next destination point. Rail get next cell. Okay, we do that. So there's all this. Is this the same? Enter cell. Train transform. Super fully modular system. It's a lifetime of C++ engine design, AI assisted design. I don't want to talk too much about it till I finish it, but I shall.
We're not too sure exactly how we're going to do it, but it kind of happens.
So this get next destination point was called from enter cell. But we don't have the next cell yet. We need to do this first. But then we need to be careful because current cell equals next cell. Oh no, this is all bad. One of them happens when we go between cells, and one of them happens when we enter for the first time. So don't worry about this here, we'll just do this manually here. Jeez, that sounds hectic. Hectic, lad. So we're a little behind Sketch. Now we need... It's just, do I want to set up any of this stuff? We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We do need to do this. Oh man. This is just this initialization. Oh, it's too complicated, man. So now we need to manage these. Well, is it too complicated? This is gonna not do anything. So all this, we found out this doesn't work. Train transform. If its parent transform equals J equals 0 transform train.car. Car.transform world position equals no. Let's just go update train, update transform car, train transform. Transform dot world position. This is going to be bad. So it works. We just need to put in something. To say we need to check if there's an, oh, we just got rid of all that logic. Point is, I live for this. The need the engine personally in attempting the impossible to offer the best for free. Man, this rate is going to take me a decade just to make these trains work. Oh man. So I'm wondering, does the rail need to have a completeness, a total T value around the whole rail loop, and you're not allowed to put a train down until the loop's complete? This is the irony about making games like in lower level games without engines and game jams. So these things take like time to develop. Sorry, I don't want to bitch. I don't want to complain. Let's just try. When we update the transform, maybe we'll just have a straight up thing called a just to enum type. Yeah, engine car. You got me. Type. You got me. You got what I was thinking of. So this needs to just go into curve handling as well. We don't need the center point. So all this is here. I'm going to say if transform type is equal to car. It's just as bad as me trying to do it with broken tools. Well, there's AI, and look at that. But I only want the AI to do what I want to do. I don't want it to do things that it wants to do. Let's get the do we know? Let's put in here. In car, let's have a I32 index equals negative. And then when we create a thing, we're going to train.cars 0 dot index equals 0. Yeah. So the index, if it's a car, and if transform shit. Well, we need to get the car to find out what it is. We don't even know what index we're at. Maybe we could send in an index. Maybe we just do these things separately. That's always the better answer. And just do it twice. We can reuse this. No, we can't. We'll just write another function that's similar and whatever. Void update car transform. A car and a train transform parent transform. That sounds better. Okay, so it's going to be similar to this. We're going to say if, yeah, we'll go. So we know what the parent transform is already. And all we want is the t value. We want to compare the cells. If car dot transform dot current cell is equal to the parent transform dot current cell, compare the t values. Just offset the t value. Just offset the t value. Plus 0.1 f, 10%. Let's make it, okay, whatever. You put their positions in an array or vector, either switch their positions or switch the names around to their locations and do it step by step, frame by frame. Like train engine gives position to car 1. Yeah, that's what Jesse the Fish said. But the offset, that happens every frame. The position it was at last frame is like 2 pixels or 1 pixel, so they'll be too close to each other, right? You almost need a... That's why it needs to happen per frame. Else, just do... We're going to do a version of this. Transform equals car.transform. Excuse me. Does this need to be like that? No. What's wrong with this? It's a car. Does it not have a transform? It has a transform. What am I trying to do? Oh, it's a train transform, my bad. Passing the transform. Well, more what I'm doing is the way that trains move along the tracks is they just interpolate from 0 to 1 along the path. And then I'm just saying, based on what your parents' thing is, be offset by 20%. This may not work. Transform distance, else calculate the t value. And we don't want to do any of this acceleration speed stuff. We just want to set it to the main engine speed. Float speed equals speed. Transform.t value is clamped. Don't worry about that. I think it was a timing concept, but a conceptual idea. Nothing stupid. So now we need to update this to include a float speed. And then we need to do this. Car, we're going to do update car transform with the car, the parent transform, and the train transform speed. And just like that, it was done. Okay, maybe not. Ah, balls, man. I feel like I was getting somewhere until I tried to make these trains happen. Just adding the little 1x1s. Can I make this work, or is this going to be GG? So it comes in, gets the grid, it gets the car transform. If the car transform current cell is the same as the parent current cell, t value equals... No, this is all wrong. Clamp. Car.transform.t value. And the minimum is 0.0 and the maximum is 1.0. But what we want to do is car dot equals minus oh, that kind of working. Just when it gets to the edge. I don't know why it flips out every time, because if it's not at 0, it doesn't know which way to look or something. T value minus 0.3. Got some Lord of the Rings music going on or something. Yeah. So it gets to the thing and it doesn't know what to do next. So it says if the transform the current cell is the same, else just move forward. So that happens when the other car goes into the next cell. Direction equals subtract target position, transform entry position. It's this facing direction that's always been bad. Maybe we just always make it vector 2 subtract from the transform dot world position minus the, is it this way around? Parent transform dot world position. Don't worry about this. Okay, there's something bad going on with the t value. When it gets to the end, or when they enter the thing, it gets pushed back to 0. Trainsman. Sydney is here. It just jumps. It's like it just jumps to the next cell. Transform distance traveled. Okay. This probably just needs to be always calculated. It's the same thing, right? Transform dot speed. That's just plus equals speed of the actual locomotive. Oh, it keeps getting... It's like sliding. So this... It's pretty cool, but not quite right. If I just did the facing direction the same way as this next position thing. Then it'll probably be facing the right way, but there's still lots of bugs in the actual way the train calculates its position. That is weird. Yeah, see, it moves right. Why it pushes itself back, I don't know. Can't just be at the t value of that. Only if we're in the cell. It's then if we're not in the cell. Oh, it's because we're not updating distance traveled. Distance traveled over distance to next cell. Transform dot distance traveled. We need the inverse of this other one. Distance traveled plus equals speed. So how do we do that? Transform dot distance to next cell times the t value. It's like building this each time is like a little... Oh, there we go. Ha! We did it. Did we do it? I think we did it. It's not 100% smooth. But we're training. This can be like 0.33. The screen's getting dark for some reason. And if I was to do this, 1, the difference was, I'll show you actually. The concern was we're updating this t value, which is a percentage of distance traveled over distance to next cell is how it's calculated if it's doing its own thing. But when it's following its parent, we're just setting the t-value, but we weren't updating the distance traveled. So now we're doing the distance to next cell times the t-value, so we're inferring the distance traveled based on the t-value if we're following in the same cell. And if not, we're just doing our own thing. With the curve bending, they're all just calculating the curves themselves, and the facing direction is the same as how the engine manages its facing direction. Zung zung, zung zung. Oh no, now it's kind of broken again. It's like they're catching up to one another or something. There's this thing I should have done that I did in my other game where I just have everything going through this delta time, and then you can scale the delta time and slow the game down. And it's really good for debugging because you can kind of just look and see what's going on. Yeah, the curve conforming is good. It's now just the offsetting. There could be a thing where we never outright set these values, we just always am lerping them so that they don't snap, they just do other things. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I see what's going on now. This should only happen if car dot, let's say transform dot t value, the absolute value of t value minus parent transform dot t value is less than, say, 0.3, then it's 0.3. So if it's in the same cell, don't catch up if you are within catch up range. This might be a bit weird. Might lead to some snapping. It's one of those problems that's like not that important, but fascinating enough to try and fix. Whoa, okay, perfect. If the difference, oh, let's point a way lower difference. Have you figured out what the game is going to be about? Yeah. I've just got lost in the weeds of something silly, but let me talk you through it just to. All these drawings are wrong. Basically, what it's going to do is just here's what's going to happen. The entire story of it. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're going to start here, and we're going to say, it's going to say, please transport 100 blocks to here. And you're going to go, yeah, this is easy. And when you get 100 blocks, it's going to open up a new grid of some size. And it's going to say, please transport pink blocks here and orange blocks here. And then that'll open up another map. And then as you go, the challenges will get more tricky to figure out. That's my thought. And bigger and more complex. But all your networks will continue going. Still doing that thing. That's weird. This is weird and bad. let's just say, yeah, is that not within? Parent transform probably. Minus transform.t value. If we're too close, go a bit further back. Really makes you think that Chris Sawyer doing this in assembly shows just how not great you are at programming, really. Still not good. Equals lip transform.t value parent transform.t value minus 5.3 get frame time times 10.0f. Snake tail train, T-Rex tail train. The law of this is that there are these pink squares that must be delivered not good. We got better results when we were doing it as a direct. Yeah, simpler. Well, I think start real small and hopefully the idea starts to come about on its own through like actually just sitting in here and being like, let's please. Oh, we're not clamping the does clamp returns a value, right? Transform.t value equals clamp. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the thing was, it was like just millions of little cars. They weren't connected or anything, which was fine. It was fine. I just had this idea that you'd make one train and then add cars to it. Oh, it's so close yet not close. And then you'd have a plus button that you spend money on adding cars or something. So you have this one train to think about. And then I went down, I was like, yeah, I'll just quickly add cars. And then, oh gosh, that was hours ago. Dun, 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 dun. I want to do this thing where I want to go get frame time. I want to find them all. Okay, there's not too many. So we're going to do, inside a game, we're going to have a thing called a clock, and it's going to have a float delta time, and it's going to have a float time scale equals 1.0 f, and we're going to have a clock, and then on update we're going to say state.clock.delta time equals get frame time times time scale. And then everywhere we have these, we're going to say, does this come with a game? Does it know about game? We need to know. This is where you start passing. This is why game engines pass delta around. Do we know about game? We don't. What we want is a float delta. And then we just want to do delta. Maybe not actually for the camera. That's a good point. That's a good point. Me, why do stuff when you could not do stuff? This doesn't matter, but it's just this. Okay. And we can probably go game state.clock .delta. Game state clock .delta. Fine. Game clock delta. Or we could pass this in, but C++ makes it annoying to have to do this. Data-oriented functional
functional OOP hybrid design task and event-driven component-based architecture.
If you want me to,
if you want me to do any kind of marketing stuff for that engine, I'm ready. I'm ready. I think we've got a tagline there. To do remove question mark. If is key pressed, key plus, what's it called? Key equal. Time stale. Yeah, brain is gone, long gone. So now I think this is not going to be illuminating, but we're going to try it anyway. How much time is wasted on building this silly track every time? So if I push this, we can slow down the game. Oh, it works. No. Okay, as soon as it gets to the next cell, it jumps to be at that point. And then when it hits the end, when they get out of cell of each other, it jumps to the next cell, and then when it gets to the end, it pops back to 1 and stays there. So we don't want that behavior. We only want to do this offsetting if the car and the car dot, we can say transform here, transform dot t value is minus the parent. This is what I was trying to do before. Dot t value, and I thought I would be clever and do the absolute value of that is less than 0.05. So if it's really close, what does this do? It'll snap back. It should snap it into position. But then once it's in position, then it should be relatively smooth sailing. Because then it's only going the speed of the locomotive, right? Boom. Look at that. We training. We training. And we'll put this value, does this, oh, is it never getting there? Is that the thing? It looks like it's not ever happening. Let's just put a little thing to see if we're getting here. Offsetting T value. Did you ever play Transport Tycoon? And I don't mean open TTD, I mean Transport Tycoon. It is offsetting T value a lot, but it stopped printing, which is cool. So maybe we can make this a higher T value offset. I remember buying Transport Tycoon in a shop when I was little, when I was a youngin'. Oh yeah, now, yeah boy, yeah boy, yeah. Sorry if anyone's watching and not communicating. I'm chatting with these two people that seem to be... Oh, look at that. Isn't it satisfying now that it's happenings? And then we can do something like, okay, let's give it like lots of cars. See what happened. Train 4 and I equals train count, car equals train cars. I mean, is all this necessary? I feel like this is going to break it, all that gibberish that GPT wrote. Doggies. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, oh, yeah. What happens if there's too many things? Let's break it. First break it. 20. I feel like this music's giving me strength. It's like some sort of Christmas movie music. Get it. What happens if I just remove a track? Oh, they all just stop. That's kind of cool. Let's make a little loop. Well, this could be bad. Disconnecting the train from itself. Look at that though. Oh, and it just exists in a vortex. We're doing it. Basically Sid Meier. Sid Meier. Basically civilization. Okay, back to the mission. Trains solved. We have solved train programming for all times. Okay. Step 1, train add cars. Okay, that was only part 1. Train. And then an add cars button. We don't need to worry about that too much because this is going to be in with the UI, which is going to happen just now. And levels. And all of them intertwined. So what do we do first? I think I want to do a level struct. So let's just have this thing called a level, and in it we're going to get rid of all of these things. We're going to get rid of the train state. We're going to get rid of the rail state, the mine state. And we're going to take the grid out of the game state. So it's going to have a grid, grid, grid. And in grid, we almost want like a world grid. Or we'll maybe just do it manually. So we're gonna have a vector 2 world position of the grid. This is where to draw the grid. There's nothing in grid CPP. Everything is inlined. There's going to be a grid. There's going to be... Hey, Beezy, stop with that. Stop with that, Beezy, please. Give me a... Give me a... Give me a Beezy. Give me a scoop. Come and say hello. Come on. Give me a pooper. Gim. Oh, yes. Who's a good girl, Beezy? Hey, Biscuit. I know. That's illegal. You're off limits, mate. You're offside. Come, Beezy. Do you want to get down and get him? Do you guys want to have a rumble? Come on, Biscuit. Include rail.h. Is this going to create cyclic dependencies? Please no. For some reason I'm immune to cyclic dependencies. Trains. And include mines. Sorry, I'm getting hyped up after that victory over the trains. Good dog. So we're going to have a mine state. Mine state. You got to have a good mine state to be able to do this, and a train state in the level. There's going to be some complication with drawing the world position. We're going to have to offset everything by the world position of the grid when we make everything. Was I a DJ? Yeah. Whoa, that was loud. Sorry if that was loud. The question is, am I still a DJ? Nah, I wasn't a DJ. Was not. I don't know if you're making jokes because of this funny music we got going on, which is legitimate. So we're going to have a level. We're going to have a level. We're going to have a bunch of levels. And there's going to be how many levels? levels, max levels, level count. Level count equals 1. Yes, you're right. We're also going to have a little ball here, or we're going to have a ball unlocked, uncloaked. And this is just going to allow us to unlock levels. So the first thing we're going to break is this grid. We're going to go into game and it's going to be like state dot. This is init, the first thing, and the first thing we're going to do on main is take this grid initialization out of here. And this doesn't need a grid. We're going to say state dot levels 0 dot grid equals a new grid. Oh, did we fully this? Grid init a 5x5. This is going to be, this may be a little bit ambitious. So we got rid of grid, and now we're going to have errors all through the code. Oh yeah, what we want is an I32 current level equals 0. And now we're going to do this, and we're going to go, there is no grid. Grid is unidentified. That's the first one. And then we're going to go grid.update, which can be in game.update. Let's go state.levels, state.current level .grid.update. It's weird when everything in the project is done with functions and then one thing has these methods. So we get the grid, but we're going to get the game state levels, current level. Oh, game state levels. What do we need the grid fit for? Oh, okay, so this is making a level. And we're gonna, this is basic init, and then this is level 0. Level 0.grid. Grid cells coordinate. So yeah, that's local coordinate. That seems good. Man, Visual Studio, eh? Just working in Visual Studio all day long. So we're creating a mine, and we want to create a mine in which cell? So grid cell, visual cell. How do we know which grid to get? Is all this going to have a reference of what level we're currently working on. Why don't we get it at a lower level? We can say game level equals game level 0. And then we can go level dot grid dot cells, and then in each of these we can pass in the level. I like the song. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. To-do handle buildability. Level.grid level easy money. Oh no. Don't tell me we've got cyclic dependencies. Cyclic. Oh no. Or do we not have game? This is where we're gonna have issues. Oh dear. Ever had this? Where you need to include things in other things? And then you realize you're absolutely fucked. Oh, dude. Add a new item. Levels. Header file. Levels.h. We don't want game, we want engine.h. We need rail.h. Oh, we just can't include levels anywhere. We just can't include levels anywhere. But we need to include everything everywhere. Where are the problems coming from? Grid.cell is not a thing. If I take, oh, because we don't have level? Boom, everything's going to be better. Though. I just wish. Game includes levels, so we don't need levels. Does it? The game has levels. Oh, there is no levels.h. Oh, dude, it's too hard, bastard. Maybe we don't need to check for the level. We just get the level wherever we are from the CPP file. We don't want the level. Of course we don't want the level. But we're initializing multiple levels at once. I know. Okay, those look like better things. Let's just have an I-32 level. Level dot we'll just put 0 here. Explicit. We'll just say level I-32 level equals level number. Seems bad. Underestimating the engineering. Game state levels, dot grid. No suitable conversion. What's your problem, man? What is your mother flipping problem? State levels, is that a thing? Level 1, huh? Okay, that worked. But where though? Oh, this is gonna be fucking terrible, man. Excuse my French. Grid reference equals get next cell game state levels current level game state current level. Really? Let's just have a thing called get level. Inline level reference. Game get current level dot grid HMP. Can't have a mines state. State has no member grid. Get current level grid. Let's fix these. Mines is broken because mines include game, but mines will soon not include game. Nice. Grid. Let's go game get current level dot grid dot draw. just draw the current level. We're going to draw more than one maybe. References. Get current level. Grid. Game get current level. Get current level. Now what? Does it work? Strangely, it does. Oh wow, why are they offsetting so differently this time? Oop. If you move the window, things break. Okay. The next thing to do is to get rid of the mine state here. See where this leaves us. This is going to be in a loop as well, everything. Never the mind. Get current level dot mine state dot stations. Create converter. Game state dot levels level dot mine state dot converters coordinate equals thing. Hey buddy boy, enough of that please. All this music was from another game I made called Potions. Don't know if anybody's heard of Potions. It was pretty quiet. My first little release. It was pretty quiet. Still learning and all that. Let's just see, mine state. Oh, it's just called state. Gosh. Can we just get it here? Dun, 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 dun. State is undeclared. State reference. State equals get levels. Oh, this here, we want to change this from state to resources. Struct resources. I'm going to get these, move them into resources, and then we can have an extern resources. Resources. Resources, resources. Now we can't not. Oh, okay, yes. Do we need to know what level we're even on? Is Rail compatible? Who's asking? Oh, what if in the cell? In the cell, it knows level. And when we're in the cell, and the grid knows as well. They all know what level they're on. And when we make the level, where is it in it? Why is it down here? Why is it inline? Let's take in an I32 level. And we say grid.level equals level. And then when we say cell equals thing, we could say dot level equals level. What about that? How about that? We can go game state dot levels cell dot level dot mines. Wait, what? Dot mines. Okay. This is mine state. So we have game state dot levels cell dot level dot mine state dot mines. State is undefined. Dot mine state. No? You don't like that? Mine state reference state reference state equals gain get current level, not current level. State dot levels cell dot level dot mine state. State dot mines. What's wrong with mines? Dot mines. Okay, whatever. Let's just rebuild it and see where we get these errors. State. There's not even a state at line 91. Hey doggies. This is potentially another non-trivial expedition. Because each train... This is going to be crazy. We're going to have to update all the trains on all the levels. That's fine. Is there a strong reason why you're using C++ now instead of... Oh, did you ask me that the other day? The reason is... Open folder. Let's have a look. Dev, Odin, games, space game. Can I use this? Okay, here's one reason. Reason number one. Reason number one, I think I missed the answer. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's all good. Sorry, I missed the question. Reason number one was this. So everything that me personally at the time was dealing with was like Odin is like in a as far as languages go in the globe, it's kind of obscure. So like this is autocomplete, right? First of all, I'm using VS Code because I don't know how to use it in anything else. Someone was like, use Sublime Text. I'd never used that before. Don't know how to build things or anything. This, when I write RL dot, it goes to all the raylib things. This is just somebody made this thing on GitHub, the Odin language server, and then sometimes it just wouldn't work. It'd just crash and not work, and then I'd be like, wow, I've got no autocomplete. Like, I don't know what I'm doing at the best of times. So that was one thing. The other thing was the debugger. I'm using the debugger in here, and it's not great in VS Code. Then there's just the fact that like, I don't know what I'm doing. I know a lot more now, a bit more now, but back when I was using it, I didn't know what I was doing. And there were so many things that I was like trying to get, and the only point of information I had was this odinlang.org. You go into the overview and you're like, cool, okay. So for example, one thing I really struggled with was go down here and I'm like, dynamic arrays. I was like, oh cool, it's got dynamic arrays. So they resizable. You go there, similar to slices. I don't know what a slice is. It's part of an array. Anyway, whatever. It says you make an array like this, like you make a stack variable called dynamic int. They have a cap and they can be resized and you can append to the end of them, and that's all good. Inject and sign. This is all good. You can get the length, remove, pop, unordered remove. Cool. And you can sort them. And then there's this making and deleting. You can make them explicitly allocated. But and you can clear them, whatever, reserve. Okay. And then it moves on. But like if you use a vector in C++, say you make it, say I just want to make a vector here of type i32 numbers. In this update thing, when I go out of scope, this goes away. You know, there's a destructor inside vector that takes this and deallocates the memory. And I didn't even know that vector is a heap allocated thing. So I was just using it. Oh yeah, you just use it. And I was doing that in Odin as well. I was just, oh yeah, you make a dynamic array and you use it. These massive memory leaks, until like I found out by like watching people's YouTube videos and asking comments and asking questions in the comments that the dynamic array needs explicit memory deallocation by you. And so it's like, oh, okay, they're not free. They're not like things that manage themselves at all. And I'm just like sitting here looking at this memory leak interface going, I don't know what I'm doing. So for one thing, the more information, and you ask like Copilot, and Copilot doesn't even know the syntax of Odin. So it just gives you garbage when you ask it questions. I didn't have the experience to know what I was doing wrong or how to do it right. I found the docs to be, while they're really good and they're written by the guy who made it, they're good, but I wasn't good enough to fully appreciate what it was going on at this level. Because when I asked the question and the guy was like, yeah, of course you have to, they're heap allocated. I'm like, oh yeah, my bad. I didn't realize that was the case. So I think I was just a bit inexperienced. I think it's probably a good language for people that need something and they're sick of C++. So I thought, may as well get sick of C++ first. C++ has this debugger in Visual Studio, has the build system in Visual Studio, has better Copilot support if you need it. And it's also got things like these like auto multi-threading things that I use in my other game quite a lot. So yeah, I think a better programmer would have got more out of Odin, but I just thought I needed to make my bones first, like do the basics. Probably should have moved to C and slowed down a bit. So if that sounded ranty, I'm just like, I feel it. I wanted to be cool and use Odin, but I was not cool enough. So this update, oh man, there's gonna be, it's like every update has to be level dependent. At first, it was funny, it was the inverse, like, feels like, oh, I've been running away from C++, trying to find an alternative. Yeah, exactly. And C++ is wild. Like, there's so many things going on. Every time you use some standard template library thing, you're like, oh, they've got a thing to just do this for me. And then you find, oh, it comes with all these strings attached. So I'm trying to use it in a way where it's just structs, no classes, no fancy public-private crap, just structs and functions. And that's how I try and do everything while I'm percolating on how to actually do things. It was interesting because Odin was like, right out of the gate was easier straight away to get things going. And I was like, boom, this is how programming should be. But then the more I got into it, the more I started to feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and it started to slow me down in the long run. I'm not saying C++ is the language. I'm just saying it's like the most ubiquitous language for this type of stuff. And probably that C is like, I think if you could get good at C, then you can probably do anything. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not that clever at like making data structures and like hash maps and things. That stuff freaks me out. You kind of always caught between wanting to be C# person and just go, a dictionary, do the thing and add vectors together and do whatever you want. And then actually trying to have a bit more control or something. I don't know, man. I'm just sort of muddling my way through like the rest of us. C++ is definitely daunting, and it feels like you gotta like make yourself work towards it. There's the C++ way. I'm probably not even doing the C++ way. I'm doing something. I'm sure I'm doing things wrong, but whatever. Perhaps in every thing, in every update, we have a level, and then we do the level update. And then in the main update loop, in game update, we go through all the levels that are unlocked and update them. Dogs are losing their minds. You know what time it is, don't you? Don't you know we got game jams to complete? Oh, I better take them out. Good luck, Andy Dev NZ from Aotearoa, land of the long white cloud. Gee. A little send off there. Let's have another inline called inline get inline level get level, and maybe this one goes away because there is no current level. Oh, they're at it, these dogs. Level. Yeah, now it's all coming together. Mine equals game get level dot mine state. Oh, that's kind of cool. Level. Oh, dot mines. Or we could just get the level at the top and not have to do this every time like an absolute madman. So then we can just say current level. Hey, here. Ding, ding, ding. Update transform. Has to also, everything has to have a level in it. What level are we talking about? Do we need anything else from the level? No, just this. Ambition. Are they play fighting or something? Yeah, one of them's 2 and the other one's like 8 months. And the 2-year-old one, she's been a rumbler since day one. And as soon as the new dog got in, they just rumble fight. But in a good way. They don't make like sad noises or anything. And they always go back for more, so that's a good sign. But it's their time to go to the parks. And they know it. They've got the best internal clocks. Main is going to want a level. We're going to want a for loop. And we're going to say level reference game.getLevel I if level dot unlocked equals false. Continue. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to go level.grid.draw. And we're going to do it in here as well. Wow, what's all this? Don't think for yourself. Wait, what happens? Come on, Chili Beans. The clock is ticking. It sounds like she's really angry. You can probably see them going. But he's baiting her. It's funnier if we put...
What's going on, boss? Oh, Chili.
Chili Beans. Chili! Okay, should we go out? Chili, do you want to go? Do you want to go for... Do you want to go? Do you want to go? Chili Beans? Do you want to go? Come. Come, come. Come on up. Who wants to go? Oh, no, you don't want to go like up here. Who wants to go for Parkins? Biscuit? Yeah? Okay. Alright. Better go in the middle of all this madness. Take the dogs out for a walk. See how we go for time. There's so much more to be done. Does this thing even work? The answer is no. It's broken. We won't do a little play on because she's broken. So to the two people in the chat, it's been a pleasure. If I've got time, I'll come back on later. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow with this beautiful music.